What's up guys, Phoenix here, and today we're going to be talking about Dueling Network, or DN for short. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the last couple of weeks, you will have known that DN has had all of its images taken down due to a copyright claim made by Nihon Ad Systems, which is a company responsible for the copyright and licensing of all the anime, the Yu-Gi-Oh anime images and stuff like that. As of right now, we have no idea if they had any sort of ties to Konami in making this copyright claim and going after DN. As of right now, we don't have that information. But as a result of the copyright claim and the cease and desist order that was filed against Dueling Network by Nihon Ad Systems, or NAS, the DN servers had to remove all of their card images from the site. The text, the cards, everything are still there and available for you to play. All the text is up to date, everything. The only thing that has changed is that the image boxes on all the cards are black. They're all beginning of the end rarity, basically, is what people refer to it as. But today being April 10th, 2016, on the Dueling Network forums, one of the DN head administrators posted a thread and started it that offers some sort of solution to this lack of image problems. DN is still fully functioning, but there's just no images, and this is a supposed proposed solution while they figure out all the legal jargon. And I've got a link to it in the description if you want to look more in detail at it and look at the entire thread, read all the comments. But basically, I'm just going to read out all of the actual meat, the only relevant portions of this. And that is, to alleviate issues with the recent card image removal, we've added a new feature to DN, custom card images. It allows you to host card images on a separate server and input a URL into DN so that DN will render cards with those images. For liability reasons, DN will not host these images, and none of these URLs will be managed by our servers. Please be responsible and use only images for which you have the rights. Then there's just a bunch of steps, a 4-step process on how you get your images on there, and then it tells you how to input your URL to get your images up. And it goes on to say, only you can see these pictures, but if you share your URL with somebody else, they will see the same pictures you are hosting. You may share the URL with others, but be aware that by doing so, you are granting permission to others to load the card images from your server. This feature is currently experimental, and we are open to feedback on improving the experience. So, basically, all that really matters from this is the fact that it's going to be localized, server-hosted card images for you to use. Now, there's been some talk in the works of getting someone to host all of the pictures for fan arts of all 7,700 cards that currently exist in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and have them all on one server so the URL can be spread amongst everyone so everyone can have the same picture set. But my issue is that, yes, this is cool, and this is definitely a good step in the right direction, but this doesn't actually solve the issue that is plaguing DN right now. It doesn't actually solve the issue. One, legally, it opens up a whole can of worms of what might cause the site to get further into trouble. But even disregarding that, the lack of pictures is not going to be fully fixed by this. And that's the ultimate problem. People that aren't playing on DN right now aren't doing so because of the pictures, not because of any reason other than they're mad about it, it's inconvenient for them, all that nonsense. They don't want to actually pay full-fledged attention to what they're doing. Like I said, all the cards and texts are still there. They just have a blacked out text box. Not text box, image box. That one. So all the cards have all their stats. They're all distinguishable. They all have their effects. They have everything. DN is still a fully functioning site. You could still use the duel. People just aren't using it because of the lack of images. Why is this? Because with the images, you are able to glance at a card. Say there's a Cosmo Dart Destroyer on the board. You're able to glance at that card, and because you can tell that that image looks like Dart Destroyer, you know that card is Dart Destroyer. You know what Dart Destroyer does, and thus that solves a big portion of your questions and answering and trying to figure out what's on the board state and everything like that. Without pictures, you have to physically mouse over every card, see what it is. There's no pictures to help quickly identify things, thus making things take longer, more errors can be made, all of these different factors. Fan arts are not really going to change this, especially from the terms of the competitive player. I don't care if there's an image there. If it's not an image of Dart Destroyer that I recognize, it may as well be no image at all. It's going to take an incredibly large amount of time for any sort of localized fan art to actually replace the DN images, and even then, when it does replace the DN images, it's going to be a whole new image set of pictures that are all fan arts that have to be a certain degree differing from the actual card arts, or else DN just gets in further legal trouble, and whoever hosts the server gets in legal trouble potentially as well. It's just, you're going to have all of these images that are not the actual card images that don't actually solve the problem of why people aren't using DN right now. The reason people aren't using DN is not because the servers are down in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, you can still play. It just involves such a high amount more of an attention span and attentiveness to your game than it's ever needed before, and this is annoying. I mean, it's the most annoying thing in the world having to mouse over every individual card that's on the board just to know what it is. And that's going to be something that continues to be the case even with the fan arts, because I can see a picture on a Dart Destroyer, yes, but until I've conditioned my mind to know that that fan art means that that's Dart Destroyer, it is literally a blank card image to me, because it's not something I recognize. And then you have what I really want to not just down people for this, but you have those people that are just going to post fan arts of their Yu-Gi-Oh waifus, which are their obsessive like dragon fetishes or whatever, where they've taken like Stardust Dragon or Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon or something like that, like their favorite dragon or their favorite card or whatever, and they've drawn it as an anime girl with the dragon armor or the creature's armor on it. Like, I'm not going to be a fan if that starts becoming what a large amount of the fan art is, although it is very much free from being possibly construed as like a copyrighted material base. Like, that just, such, I don't understand the people that make those things. I understand the people that like them, because I mean, they kind of have collectible aspects of them. If you find something that someone has personally made, you know there's very few of them in the world or something like that, and you want to get it just for like a collection purpose, or if somebody gave it to you because they were like your friend or something, like, I can understand that. But the people that actually make them are the people that I actually kind of worry about, because it's really weird when like you start inputting like sexuality into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Am I like the only one that finds this strange? Like, I'm a weeaboo. By no stretch of the imagination am I not. I watch anime, like I Google Gaga over a bunch of different stuff anime related. But that's just one thing that I've just never been able to understand. And if that becomes parts of the fan art that go onto DN, you could not pay me enough to play with those cards just out of the sense of dignity that I would have for myself. Because I find that ridiculous. Like I said, I'm not bashing the people that like to like collect them or anything like that, but the people that make them are the ones I'm worried about. And I could easily see that being a thing that gets put onto DN, and I'm not going to be a fan of that. But ultimately, the main point of this video was that, yes, this is a great step in the right direction. If you want to read more into this, like I said, link is in the description to this forum post, to this thread. But, I mean, it's not really going to solve the issue at hand, and that is the issue that's keeping the people away from DN. It's not recognizable because the card images are blank, and fan arts of these cards is not something that we recognize. And until it becomes localized, and until it's localized for a long string of time, I'm not going to know that that fan art means the card that's that. Like, I'm not going to just condition myself mentally immediately into that. Like, it's just not something that's going to happen. And it's going to continue to cause people to still not use DN, because it's going to require such an incredible amount of attentiveness to your games that it's made it to where the DN servers are barely ever hosting more than 1,000 people at this point, where it used to always be like in the 5,000s and 6,000s. I mean, shit. Like, this could either be the death of DN, or this could be the starting steps to get things moving back in the right direction. But until this legal jargon is over, DN is never really going to get back on its feet of where it was, or what it wants to be, essentially. But that's my thought process on this, because people have been sending me this in messages all day, commenting on my videos all day with these links, and like, thank God for a spam filter on my YouTube videos, or else I just have links everywhere that I don't want going to places. The people that have been talking to me about it on Facebook, I've expressed my opinions with them, but I just putting it in video form because they said that it was probably something. I literally asked everyone I talked to about this if I should just make a video about this, and they were like, yes, absolutely. Say everything that's on your mind in the video and see what happens. Sometimes I get hated on opinions, sometimes I don't. I'm curious to see how this one will go. But Let me know what you guys think about my points in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole DN fiasco thing. Period. I know a lot of my subscriber base likes DevPro more than DN. I mean, that's rightfully so. You're entitled to whatever you want. I personally I don't like DevPro because I don't like playing against Weeaboo Turbo like 99% of the time. And finding actual good TCG games is really hard. But I mean, that's just my problems. That's not detracting from the people that play the game thing at all. But it is a game versus a simulator. But anyway, that is all for this video. I'm rambling more and more than I want to. Like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description to, like I said, the thread that has this information on it, as well as my Facebook links and my Twitch links if you want to check those out. I'm going to be trying to do a live stream later today, hopefully. Unless something just horrible happens and like I get tied up, I should be doing a live stream later tonight. I will make a video giving like a 30-minute warning as I usually do. But other than that, if you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and removing ad blocker is just the same old way to do so, and it would be greatly appreciated, and I can't express how much it would help. But other than that, that's it for this video, and like I said, let me know what you guys think about this whole thing in the comments down below, because I'm curious about opinions, genuinely so. But other than that, as always, guys, take care. Jesus Christ, one take, wonders.